Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into today's video here on the Yoga by Candace YouTube channel. Really excited to be filming from my studio. I guess it's just so new to me that I'm just like, yay! Every opportunity I have to be here, I'm just really, really happy. So today I am going to be doing a quick video just to show you a couple things you can do with yoga blankets. I know I've talked about yoga bolsters, yoga blocks, yoga straps, but I don't think I've really done anything with blankets. So I wanted to show a couple things that you can do. These blankets were generously given to me by Hugger Mugger. I really love this company, Hugger Mugger. They make really great products. I particularly love their rectangular bolsters. They're excellent, super high quality. Also really into their blankets. They are, I would say they're like medium heavy, so they're great for year round. Like even in the summer, you could use them for your Shavasana, it would be fine. But in the winter, they'll also offer some warmth. They're also really thick so that when you roll them up, they're nice and firm, which is really important when it comes to yoga blankets. Definitely something you wanna look for. And they're also really, really big. As you see, if I unfolded it, it's the length of my yoga mat. Which is just a standard yoga mat, not anything special. And then it's also pretty wide. It's probably double the width of my yoga mat. So, a couple things you can do with yoga blankets. Let's get to it. All right, I'm just gonna fold this up. First thing you can do, if you are somebody with a very tight back, or tight hips, you will notice that sitting like this is tremendously uncomfortable. And you might also notice that you struggle to sit up in this like L shape, and instead you're more of a J shape, sideways J. If that's you, no big deal. Don't stress about it, don't worry about it. You'll just know that you're tight through probably your hips and low back, and you'll want to do some hip opening and some hamstring opening practices. You can just Google Yoga by Candace hip opening, you'll find a whole bunch. But you should also, anytime you are sitting on a yoga mat, use a yoga blanket that's folded. You can fold it just once, or if that's not enough for you, fold it twice. And now you're basically at the same height as a yoga block. So that's great. Now let's say you are open like this and you're trying to come into Cobblers Pose. So once again, if you're pretty tight through your hips, inner thighs, groin area, low back, sitting up on the blanket's going to get your pelvis in a nice position, but then your knees might be like really, this might feel really, really, really tense. So what you'll want to do is take 2 more blankets. And I've got it folded, I'm gonna fold it again and then fold it one more time. And that's the cool thing about it. It's like you can manipulate it so much, and now you have almost like a mini bolster. So it's cool because I don't even think a regular bolster would be as good as just folding up these blankets like this, because they get in the way, they're kind of, you can't really fold them in half if it's not enough for you. So just like this is awesome. And then you can rest into the pose and it doesn't feel so tense and tight through the inner thighs. So this is a really great way to use blankets in the practice. A couple other things you can do. There's a really nice restorative pose called downward facing rest. It's kind of like Shavasana, corpse pose, but you're face down, also known as prone. So one thing you can do is unfold your blanket like this, place it in the middle of your mat, keep this blanket as is, we're gonna put it towards the back, and then we will unfold this one and fold it just in half like this, okay? We'll put this at the top. This is gonna be our pillow. This is gonna be for our hip points, and this is going to support the shins. So you'll position your hips just over top of this bolster, and this will be your pillow. And then the back one is for your shins. So this is a really nice restorative pose. It's excellent for calming the nervous system. And one thing I really like it for is for diaphragmatic breathing, because you can really, like I I've realized that when I ask people to breathe fully and deeply, they often just focus on their front body. So when you are laying on your front body, you can bring awareness to your back body. And as the yoga teacher, you can instruct them, like, breathe into your upper back, breathe into the place just below the shoulder blade points. So deep, full breath in. And exhale. So it's just a really nice support for just places that are kind of uncomfortable when you're lying face down. The shins, the feet, the hip points, and the head all get a little bit of support there. Another thing you can do with multiple blankets, especially for restorative, is a really nice child's pose. So just like before, when we made those little mini bolsters for the legs, we'll do the same thing. Make little mini bolsters with the blanket. So what I'm doing here is folding it like this, and then folding it lengthwise like this, stacking them on top, placing them down here. Now for child's pose, I like to bring the knees about mat distance or so, and then I push the makeshift bolster away from me and bring the upper body down to rest on the blankets. The other thing you could do if you have a student who is lifting their hips up, or if you are the student and this just doesn't feel comfortable and you find yourself like wanting to lift, you can take one of the blankets, fold it in half like this, and then support by bringing the hips up. And now you've got some cushion, and then just to rise this up, we will just fold it again and bring it out in front. And it works perfectly. So you have support, again, everywhere you need it, for the hips, for the upper body. Really great restorative pose here. So those are just a couple ways that you can use yoga blankets in the practice to just be a little bit more versatile. You don't always, I think sometimes people get really hung up on like, oh, I don't have yoga blocks, or oh, I don't have bolsters, or oh, I don't have a strap. Look around your house and use what you have. We all have towels, we all have blankets, so just grab your thickest one, roll it up, and let that be your yoga prop in your little yoga space in your home. Hope this was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer any questions you have. Don't forget to check out Hugger Mugger. Thanks again to them for sending these blankets. Super excited to have them. They're really high quality, excellent blankets. I also really like the rectangular bolsters, so check those out as well if you're heading over to their website. Don't forget, I have a book. It's called Namaste, and you can find it on Amazon, at Barnes & Noble, and most major bookstores everywhere. And I also want to encourage you to check out our app. It's called YogaByCandace, one word. You can find it in the App Store. Thanks again for tuning in. See you very soon here on the YBC YouTube channel.